I don't always sit at my desk with every second of spare time I have and make quilts. Sometimes I go out into the big wide world and see what's there. And last week I went to see the Quilt Museum in Lampeter, which is in mid-Wales. It was about a 2-hour drive away for me, but boy, was it worth it. It's the most fabulous place. It's in the old town hall, and you go in and underneath is the shop, and then you go upstairs to different rooms to see the various displays. There's even a second-hand bookshop there. Well, the welcome is worth going for alone. Everybody was so kind, so friendly. I really felt I was among friends from the second I walked through the door. The only regret I have is I didn't film the shop. You'd have loved the shop. It was fabulous. There were so many things to see, but I did film lots of other things. So I thought that this week my whole video could be taken up with the Welsh Quilt Museum at Lampeter. I think you're really going to enjoy this and get so much inspiration. I know I have got far too much inspiration from all these different quilts. I can't wait to get started on some of the ideas. So let's get over to the Quilt Museum, have a look at some quilts, and let me know which one's your favourite. Here I am in the Quilt Museum, and this room is all old quilts, and they are stunning. Look at that. You can hear there's some Welsh music going on in the background. Gives you a sense of atmosphere. We've got a little bit of extras as well. You've got some hand-knitted woolen socks. Look at those. Look how fine the stitching is on those. I wouldn't want to do those. These are what they call whole quilts, where they're one whole piece of fabric, or you can see sometimes they've joined them to make a whole quilt. And then they're quilted. Let's go have a look at the stitching on this one. Look at that. Isn't it wonderful? My goal is to be as even as that one day. Well, my stitching anyway. And then we got some Welsh blankets and a traditional Welsh lady's costume. I always love the combination of the pinnies and then the navy and red or black and red striped skirts, depending on who made them. There are stories for every one of these quilts, but I don't want to tell you them because this is to show you what's here, to tempt you that you'll want to come or buy the book and read about it. I don't like to give you all the information because it's a wonderful thing that these people do, preserving all these quilts. And Jen Jones has picked some beautiful quilts to display, and she's got lots and lots. Definitely worth a visit. Let's go have a look and see what we got here. Now this one up the top was woven on a loom, and then if we come down here, oh, they're tempting me. I'm missing my loom now. It's a really nice setting. It's the old town hall. Lots of whole quilts in this area, or whole piece quilts. That's nice. I like this. And also, if you look carefully on there, they've done brown. I don't know if you focus in. You can see they've done brown quilting. Most of the other quilts are done with like a cream quilting. But isn't that fun? Oh, and I should mention these here are made from Welsh wool. They're very much like Amish designs or G. Ben designs. And there's a whole story there about how they could possibly look like those quilts. And a lot of debate. So I'll let you look into that yourselves. Now these over here are some quilts from mining valleys and mining areas, which is where I live and where I'm from, and my husband worked as a miner, so this is very relevant to us. And we got this. I love the fact that these are not perfect. One, it makes me feel better about my quilts, but two, it shows character. Like they haven't really worked hard at getting all the pieces to be in the exact same size and shape and angle. They've just gone for what fitted. And over here, look at this. You've got to see this. This is all just plain blocks, 2 inches, perhaps 3 inches originally. But then in the middle, they put the white blocks, but they just took all their scraps and sewed them individually onto that. And it gives it a real sense of movement. Real sense of fun. I'm trying to walk backwards here. And a great way of using up your scraps. We got this one here, and in the middle, on the medallion here, because if you've got a pattern in the middle, it's called a medallion quilt, is a butterfly. which were often symbols for death, so they were mourning quilts, that sort of thing. And I love this. It's a log cabin, but if you look carefully, I would say I can only see, just more than 1/4 of an inch. I don't think it's even 1/2 an inch. So can you imagine how long that took? And then we got a Tree of Life whole quilt there. Look at that. Colours are still beautiful. And I've got to show you this. They found quilts in the most amazing places. And they've even found them covering cows to keep them warm. So here's an example of one of these beautiful quilts covering a cow. The only thing is you're not allowed to touch, and I'd love to see what the other side of these quilts looks like. And we can sneak down here and have a look through that gap. You can see there's something going on the back of that quilt. We can't see what. And this isn't it all. There's more to see. Look at this. This is just the stairwell. And these quilts are absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Ooh. And now I'm going to go down there. Let's see what's through that door, and I'll turn the camera back on when we find out. So this is the Kevin Burgess Gallery. And apparently when we walk in, the light will come on. And see if you can tell what's so special about these paintings. If I didn't know, I would never have guessed. We're going to get really close. Look at that. They're all actually fabric. Isn't that amazing? Every one of these is made up of stitches and fabric. And there are loads of them. This is amazing. I love that palm tree. Is it a palm tree or just a tree? I'm not quite sure. Give you a little look at the names and the prices. And these are much bigger over here. I can't say one is standing out amongst any of the others for me because I just love them all. I suppose this one, because it's got more buildings in, and it's the buildings I'm impressed with. Let's have a look. Oh, we got some washing on the line. The more you look, the more you see. Somebody else is washing. Oh, lots of washing. Now I'm looking. And all those roofs. That looks like fun to make. I don't know how long that would have taken. I would imagine quite a while. Right, let's move on. Behind me you can hear they've got like a little cinema running all the time. So that's what the voices are. But you can see there's a quilt actually on the frame. That's an easy way. Well, I don't know if it's easy, but it's I don't know what the word would be, a very convenient way of hand quilting a larger piece rather than using this small frame as I do on my lap and having to move it all the time. And here you can see an old fashion picture of some people, and they've been doing some quilting on one of those hand frames. And then you can settle down in here and watch some history of quilts. At the back of the Quilt Museum is a little room, and it's got some lovely paintings in, but confession time, I was aiming for the second-hand books. And as you can see, I bought quite a lot. So shall we have a look what books I got? Oh, let's move them all over there. Per pound, I think I did well. They're very heavy. Look, you're all wonky. Let's straighten you up. That's a bit better. So I got this one, which is the Standard Book of Quilt Making and Collecting with 482 illustrations. And I paid £2 for this. Admittedly, it only cost £4 originally, but this is from 1947. And I'm really enjoying reading some of the comments in there. I can't find the bit now. What it's saying about the whole family can get involved in quilt making because mum and daughter can be working on the quilt and dads and sons can be down the shed making a quilting stand and then keeping it in tip-top condition. So there we go. It gives us all something to do with our time. It's just funny how it was in those days where you classified things by male things to do, female things to do. There are lots of male quilters in the world at the moment and lots of women woodworkers. So I think that's a little bit dated. But patterns, directions, inspiration are never outdated. So at the moment I'm reading this. There we go, I'm nearly through that one already. I'm into the story of quilt making next. That's my nighttime reading. So I got that one. Now I can't give you much of a review on these now because I haven't started them yet. I'm trying to take my time. I want to just get in and look. But I'm thinking, no, ration yourself. You can't keep finding book hauls like this. So this one is Innovative Machine Quilting. And we got a sunbonnet Sue on the front and a few bits and pieces. And see if the price, I can't see, 50p this one was. 50p for all this inspiration. So this again is all, every quilt book starts with basic information, which if you buy a lot of books can be a bit frustrating because the first chapter or two is all saying what you need. You need a scissors, you need a sewing machine, things like that. But then it's just full of information. And what I like sometimes is they'll give you measurements and angles and things like that in perhaps one book that it hasn't been in any of the others. Or they'll show you how to make it on a machine, whereas all the others are teaching you to do it with English paper piecing. So I like having this selection. I don't want to look too closely at this because I want the fun of finding what on earth happened there. Oh dear, I think somebody perhaps... do you think that was a rat or something at there? I don't know. Oh, you can't see it. You're off screen there. You see. I'm not concentrating. And it's been in the damp, but 50p for me, that was well worth it. This one is Heirloom Machine Quilting. Completely revised and expanded. Ooh. Has this got a price? Yes, this was £2. What was this originally? I like to see what they were originally, if I can find a price. Just to see how prices have gone up, because quilting books are not always very cheap anymore. So we got free motion techniques, packing, and then we got some coloured pictures for inspiration. That's been left from somebody else. Always interesting. Apparently one lady's donated the whole of her quilting book collection to the museum to sell on. So I'm not complaining. So that's Heirloom Machine Quilting. Who's that by? Harriet Hargrave. Lovely name that, isn't it? Harriet. Magic base blocks for unlimited quilt designs. I'm definitely too far up there. So this, I know what it is. See, my camera's a bit wonky. If I do that, hopefully it won't fall off the stand when I'm doing it. There we go. My stand's rather precarious. So this one, 50p. Oh, a 50p book like this. When you think how much a quilting magazine costs, quilting magazines are just through the roof at the moment. Oh, this one doesn't actually seem to have been read. I think there's possibly a bit of water damage towards the back. But if you look, the spine hasn't been cracked. So somebody's bought this, thought, ooh, I'm tempted, and then never looked at it. I'll give it a run for its money now. Oh, it says here sandpaper board. Now, so I was searching through my garage. As you know, I've already found some interesting material, and I've got this here. I wasn't going to show you this, but seeing that, I will. Now, this was like this when it came to me, and I got it years ago and never really used it. It's been stuck in the garage. Because now I'm doing more little small pieces on quilts when I'm going through my 200 quilt block book. This would be perfect as sandpaper, and the pieces of fabric, in theory, stick to it. Let's get a piece of fabric. There we go. There's a piece of fabric. Now let's give it a shake. I really had to knock that hard to get it to fall off. So, yep, that'll be ideal for me. Pop that over there. So that was a freebie. Anyway, back to the books from the Quilt Museum. I digress, as usual. Oh, look, yes, this definitely has had water damage. But 50p. I'll forgive the water damage. I'll just have to carefully separate these pages because I'm going to lose bits of them otherwise. Oh, this got quite a lot of darks in this one. And there's lots of patterns. Always useful. Lots of inspiration. And let's move on to the next one. Quilts by the Slice. This one was £1. Big money. I'm saying that ironically. The Beginner's Guide to Accurate and Fast Machine Piecing. Log cabin, rail fence, trip around the world, Little Red Schoolhouse, Lone Star, and 9 more patterns. This trip around the world, well, this was a present to somebody in 1993. Oh, it's amazing. What's that, over 30 years ago? Scary, isn't it? Well, it isn't for if somebody's watching and you're a youngster, you're a spring chicken, but I'm not. It's mad to think. that was so long ago. So this has got, again, you've got the usual. Let's have a look. Before you begin, the basics. Oh, at least it's telling me about salvages and things. Is it telling me I need to buy needles and cotton? Thread? Oh, no it isn't. So it's got the rail fence and log cabin. Oh, some nice coloured pictures in the middle. I like that. I've been tempted by this ship, but I'm tempted by so many quilts. The worst thing I should do really is buy books. It just gives me more and more ideas, but that is on my list. So oh look, whoever owned this book has made the sailboat quilt. You know all the measurements there. They may come in useful for me. I don't know yet. So we've got lots schoolhouse block quilt in there. So there's those. This one, 120 patterns for traditional patchwork quilts. Now I thought at first I had this book, but it's this blue. I think maybe it's the same company. I looked inside. I thought, I know I definitely don't have this. And this was £3. Can you see how thick it is? It was originally $9.95. Let's see if we can find a date. It's usually in the front somewhere. Let's have a look down here. 1942. Oh, wait a minute. 1983. It's been reprinted in... it's just at least got its copyright. When they printed this book, it was no earlier than 1983, obviously. So this has just got loads and loads of inspiration for quilts. Just past a snowball quilt, which is on my list as well. There we go. So you can see the sort of thing that's in there. Ooh, that looks complex. Wouldn't mind giving it a try though. I think that would be easier if you did that in strips and then cut your triangles out either way, if you see what I mean, rather than try to make basic triangles. Oh, not that I digress much, but if I go over here, I think I have. I'm not far away. I'm back. I've got this which I made with that idea in mind. I just made strips of 3 2.5-inch strips, and then I cut them that way, then that way, then that way, then that way, joined them up, and I got these. And now I have no clue what to do with them. They're just sitting here waiting for me to get inspiration, which may or may not happen, but they're not eating or drinking, so they can go back in my drawer later. And let's move on to the next book. Easy Pieces, Creative Colour Play with 2 Simple Quilt Blocks. Sounds good. And this was £3. I must have liked this one a lot. Oh, look at that. When do you think that's just 2 blocks? And then they're making all these different patterns. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this one. And it's very loud, isn't it? There's nothing... I suppose you could make subtle colours if you wanted to, but these people have obviously chosen to be very loud. But I like it. There we go. Oh, this one. How to make an Amish quilt. I think I paid more than usual for this one. Did I pay? Let's just have a look. I can't remember how much I paid for this, but I remember when I saw it, I thought, well, whatever that costs, I'd like to start looking more into the Amish quilts. There's a lot of information online, and I've also been looking at the connection between Amish quilts and Welsh quilts, and when you see them, it's obvious there's some sort of link there. I love log cabin. It's been one of my favourite. I don't know why, but I like it. And then we got fans. Oh, the dreaded curve. If you've been watching my channel for long, you know I don't get on with curves. Oh, lots and lots of patterns. Oh, look at this. Rodale books. There are 2 ways to have a terrific garden. Trial and error, or see inside for the answer. Do you want to know the answer? Rodale's Garden Problem Solver. There you go, and you can try it free for 15 days. We got Railroad Crossing. That one always makes me nervous because I'm not very good with straight lines and angles, so I think it would really stand out if I got that a bit wonky. I do tend to get my quilts a bit wonky, and they've got the usual quilting patterns that you often get. But nice book. Look at that. There've been books next door to it on the shelf, and see how that's faded. Right. The next one was The Quilt Room, Patchwork and Quilting Workshops, and this was a £3 one as well. God, must be made of money. Now, I like that. I think that'd look nice in blue and red for something like Independence Day for America, wouldn't it? Very nice. Let's have a look what else we got here. Oh, more snowbally shapes, applique. Oh, look at that. Now that, look at that. Talk about dreaded curves. No, I know I am not going to do that. Not in the near future anyway. Perhaps one day I'll feel brave enough, but I know I don't at the moment. Quilts for dolls. Oh, I tried making a quilt with, what was it, 1/4 inch hexies. And, well, I tried gluing them on because you couldn't even fit a pin on. And then I started glue all over my fingers. I had to wash my fingers every time I glued a little hexie on. And then they were so small. So I do have a couple of little flower shapes like this, like grandmother's flower garden, like this. But I don't think I'll be finishing that one. Very, very fiddly. I am in awe of anybody who can make those miniature ones with hand stitching. I may try a machine one day. You never know. Oh, I like these. They're nice and modern. Plenty of inspiration. Unfortunately, this book means, and with all of them, I'm going to just grow my list even longer. I, at the moment, have to live to be 732, and then I might make all the quilts that I want to make. So far, more will be added. These are nice. Right then, on to the next one now. Oh, they have these quilter magazines. Now, I'm not going to show you inside these. These were 50p each. And the reason I'm not going to show you is I'm saving these for my holiday. And I am determined not to open them. I have no idea what's in them. But as I say, quilting magazines are so expensive. These would be brilliant reading for my holiday. Probably give me lots of inspiration as well. Finally, all about patchwork. You can see the date on this by the outfit that the lady's wearing. I wonder what scraps are in her sewing box. We'd all like to rummage around in there, wouldn't we? See what she's got. And this was 50p. Again, set in its time, but some patchwork ideas are classic. I mean, the hexagon shape never goes out of fashion. Oh, you can make yourself a waistcoat out of hexies. Oh, what about a dress like this with hexies along the bottom? Oh, now that I've never seen. Is it potato chip blocks they call those ones? Or they may just be strips. I don't think they're big enough for potato chips. But anyway, that looks nice. I've never seen anything looking as pretty as that. And I think it's the assortment of colours and patterns. I like that. And, oh, yes, yes. Can you see me in that? I can't. Maybe, oh, I like that as well. Oh, what about these? Now I can see you're all thinking I'm going to make a pair of those for my husband. I'm sure you could size up the pattern. Oh, that's pretty. That reminds me a little bit of a Welsh skirt. I'm not doing very good at just flicking through. This one's really captured my imagination. Now, doesn't he look like the one of ABBA? Bjorn, was it? Very nice jacket. We've got some quilts and tablecloths. Oh, now that's quite stunning and eye-catching, isn't it? We got log cabins and a hat. Oh, yes. Look at that hat. A coat. Oh, poncho. That looks nice. Cushion. Oh, I'm more into the zany clothes now. I've seen those. What else we got? Oh, now that room's very sombre, isn't it? I know they've got little white highlights, but it's very dark. And have a last look at some of the pictures. There. I like that one. We've got a little sewing kit. Traditional patchwork designs, Dresden plate. I'd like to do a Dresden plate one day, but it feels too fiddly for me at the moment. I will have to get round to it and try it because I like the look. And then some black and white illustrations and we're done. So that is my naughty £20 that I spent at the Quilt Museum. I told you that was going to be fun. Oh, I was so excited when I came from there. My head was just buzzing with ideas. It's definitely a place to go. It's a long way. It was 2 hours for me to travel. I would imagine for some of you it will be across the water. If you are travelling to Wales at any time, then I would definitely recommend you get to the Quilting Museum in Lampeter. Check it out. It is wonderful. And there may even be some good second-hand books. Oh, I do love my second-hand quilting books. If you've enjoyed it, then don't forget to subscribe. I've got lots more videos coming your way. And I'm already excited just knowing what I'm going to be making, showing and doing over the next months and years. I'll see you all next time, but until then, don't forget, happy quilting and have fun. Bye!